trainers, welcome back to Pokemon Deck Check. I would be Poke Dad, and today I'm without the Dance Bear. But let's get into Reshiram again. So last night we had y'all help us build the first edition of it, and to be honest, it didn't go very well. If you catch that stream, deck just didn't function properly, so took it apart, spread it out, took it apart, reworked some things, and then we tried it, and we're much more satisfied with how it's playing. Although, I do think the deck still needs tweaks and refinements, so we're just going to call this 2.0, and so let's get into the list. And I'll talk about some of the things that we're not exactly on board with yet. So 3 Reshiram Zekrom Tag Team GX. Got the 3/3 Naganadel. 2 Dedenne. 1 Mewtwo Mew. 1 Heatran GX. We added it. Tapu Koko Prism. And then a Yellow Monkey for free retreat. So we kind of went back and forth on, do we want to add Naganadel GX with Ultra Conversion so we can dig that deeper for 3 more cards. But then we're like, well, we're not playing too many Ultra Beasts to discard, so we weren't exactly wanting to try that first. We wanted to kind of super streamline it, get it functioning properly, and then we can kind of refine the list from there. So we have been happy with the Heatran, especially with Yellow Monkey. Free retreat, whatever's in the active. Maybe Reshiram Zekrom's injured. Free retreat with Yellow Monkey. Move all the energy up to Heatran. Take a big KO, because this build we are not going to focus on the GX attack, okay? It's just, we can hit a Dedenne on the bench for 170. So that GX is still an option, but Heatran's Hot Burn GX is a very, very good option in this deck. So that's why we opted for something like that. Mewtwo Mew, if there is a Guardy Sylveon deck that's going to try to hard counter us, we have an answer with Mewtwo Mew plus Heatran. So we definitely have a solid way to deal with Guardian Sylveon. So I believe that's all she wrote on the Pokies. But like I said, we have considered Naganadel GX, but in this version, we are not. So, forms of search, we've got the 4 Mysterious Treasure, we've got the 4 Cherish Ball, 4 Custom Catchers to bring up something from the bench, 4 Beast Ring, 2 Energy Switch, you'll notice those are new, a Fire Crystal, and a Reset Stamp. So, Energy Switch has been proven to be valuable, powering up Zekrom, especially with a charge up, and you can move, like, maybe you don't have the lightning or something. It makes the deck a little more versatile. And it's good if you have to welder onto something on the bench or whatever. So, we've been liking the Energy Switch. So, everything else I feel like is pretty standard. Haven't had too much value with the Reset Stamp, but I definitely, if like the checkmate deck gets bigger, then you're definitely going to want Reset Stamp to get rid of those Steven Resolves. Turn 1 Steven Resolves, then hit him with the Reset Stamp to slow him down. So there is definitely value in the Reset Stamp. And then for acceleration, we've got 4 Welder, 2 Lily, 2 Cynthia. And here's where we're completely unsure of. We really like Welder. We kind of like Cynthia, and we kind of like Lily. We like Lily, so if we have Beast Rings in our hand already, then we don't shuffle draw, right? So in that sense, we really like Lily. But a lot of the times, Lily will only get us 1 or 2 cards, okay? And then, in that case, we would rather have Cynthia. So we're not sold on the Lily. We're not sold on the Cynthia. We like both for different reasons, but we feel like both are not optimal. I don't know if I'm making much sense here, but Welder's optimal. These two, unclear. Um, Hapu could be a good option, possibly, but then I feel like you might accidentally throw away B strings. So, but I mean, it has inherent advantages because you can get more energy in the discard. So, I think the biggest question mark is these 4 spots. And that's something we're not going to know until we really start testing the deck over and over and over to figure out if this is optimal or if Hapu or if something else is optimal. Now, let me address the ends resolution, okay? We've tried it, and I think the Dancing Bear agree with me that it's complete garbage. So, I know y'all are going to say in the comments, oh, where's the ends resolution? It's garbage, folks. I don't know. It's just not good. I mean, you want to be playing something else. If I wasn't playing a B string type acceleration, then it's probably good. But as long as we have B string, that's all the acceleration you need. Discarding the top 6 and attaching all basic to the bench, I think you would have to completely retool the deck if you were gonna go to a ends resolution option. In that case, I think something more like Rayquaza GX build with ends resolution, along with possibly no Naganadel line, no B string line. I think you would have to go a route like that. But even that doesn't seem good because then you've got the grass energy problem for Rayquaza, unless you're just using it strictly to accelerate lightning to the bench. So, as of right now, I think if you were to build around ends resolution, then you need to just gut everything and basically start with 4 ends resolution and then build around ends resolution, okay? Whereas this is more like, here's my Reshiram, and I'm going to build around it to make it function. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. It probably doesn't because I'm crazy like that, but it makes sense to me. And that's all that matters. Alright, we got 2 Viridian Forests. We got 1 Heat Factory. You want to be able to grab the lightning. We did cut a lightning. We used to have 5. Now we have 4. So Viridian Forest is good. Heat Factory, obviously, for the draw engine. People are going to be playing Giant Oven. It's probably the most popular stadium card right now. So this deck can definitely take advantage of Giant Oven. Get those 2 fires and then bounce it with a Viridian Forest to grab that lightning. So that's why we haven't opted for the Giant Furnace, but this is probably our second question mark. Other than the Lily and Cynthia, this is our second. There's so many really, really good stadiums that could fit with this deck. Giant Oven could fit in here. We could up the counter Viridian Forest. I mean, there's some really good stadium options. So, and the list is just tight right now, unless through testing we found out that we could go down to a 2-2 Naganadel line, more like the Dark Box, but I'm not a fan of that. It seems really inconsistent just going to a 2-2, so I like the 3-3. So, yeah. And then last, I already kind of talked about it. We've got the 4 Lightning, and then we have 5, 10. We've got 10 fires. Okay, I don't know if that's... So 14 total energy. Plenty to welder onto. We also have Fire Crystal, Flame Crystal to get back 3 more. So it's like we're playing 17. And then we have the Naganadel to recur the fire and lightning also, and then energy switch. So that's plenty of energy. I like having a little bit more. So if you do want to discard some with the giant furnace or the heat factory, so I like having a little bit of extra. So, but that's it. The deck is functioning better than it did on the stream, and I think from here we're just gonna test a few more matchups, and from there we might retool it because I do want to try the Naganadel GX in here, and then possibly playing Ultra Space. That was the other stadium that I couldn't think of. Besides, you could play Ultra Space, you could play Giant Oven, you got the Viridian Forest Heat Factory. So there's tons of really good options for stadiums. There's just not much room. So I do want to test the matchups and possibly in a tournament this version, and then after that, kind of adjust it to the most current Blacephalon GX deck list that has the Naganadel GX and all that. Adjust it closer to that list and see how it performs. But right now, it's performing great. No complaints. Just unsure on the supporters and unsure on the stadiums. Everything else is looking pretty good. So, well, I've rambled enough, so thanks for watching. And until next time, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.